developed on the basis of this, that life is only one. So let us enjoy this life. We do not know what is going to happen after death. So, but it has not been accepted anyway. See, that some of the things, one or two that you, example, you can say, suppose you are two brothers, your same parents and same schooling, same environment, same the atmosphere you grew up, but suddenly the two brothers, they completely differ after some ages, suppose 18 years mostly. Then they become completely different. Why it should be? The one become very selfish, very jealous, and wants to grab all the property of the parents and all. Other says it's okay, let it give up. So why these two different type of mentality, thought in two brothers? The how we can explain that? So this is the time when the Hindus, they say it is because of the karma phala. This karma that it goes according to mind. Those who are good, they are having the a good type of thoughts, and when they grow up, that karma, that effect, help them to start their journey from there onwards. So that is the way we can think. And another example usually I give, that is in the same moment, the two child are taking birth, same moment, but one in a rich man's house and another soul in a very poor place. Right from the birth, that unlucky child is getting torture, having the suffering and all, but the other one is enjoying. Why? Just accident? It cannot be. It must be the cause and effect. So one of the very famous philosophy of India, the Samkhya philosophy, they say Sat Karya Bada. Sat Karya Bada. Bada means the theory. What is that Sat Karya? The cause and the effect. Because of the cause, this is the effect. Sometimes we say that this is an accident, just happened. It is not. Someone made a mistake when they were driving, not alert, or something happened. So everything, every result has a cause. And that is the way we say there was previous life, and it depends on the karma, and it goes in this way. And you can go beyond this circle when there is no desire in the mind. Thank you.
The second question from Saptarshi again. What are the practices to improve the purity in our mind? And how can we, the common folk, realize that we are in the right path or process in improving the purity in mind?
So the purity, this is the word that almost every religion they are mentioning. The Lord Jesus said, "Blessed are those who are pure in heart, for they shall see God." And what is this purity then? The purity means love. But Swami Vivekananda says, each and every soul are divine. Instead of purity, he said divine. Now, what is the divinity? What is this purity? It is actually love. And the love already we are having. That's why they say you you are already having that. Potentiality is there. If the love was not there, whatever you are teaching, it will never manifest. So potentiality is there. And that is the reason they say if you can develop love for all being. How we can develop that love? On the basis of the philosophy. What is the philosophy? God has created this world, and God has created this world out of his own. Where from the matter will come? There was nothing except God. If we use the word God, we always say the Atman or the Brahman or the consciousness. Now, all pervading that God everywhere, he has created. So we are also part and parcel of the God. So when I look to other people, even he is my enemy, he is my critic, he is trying to harm me, but I know that he is also potentially God. According to the situation, I have to behave, but at the same time, I am not having hatred on him. So that is the way we have to develop love. So the first step is Sadhu Sangha, as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, and all the teachers, they say, you have to go to a holy company and learn from them, and then only you can proceed. If I don't know at all, how can I proceed? The first is Sadhu Sangha. And who is a sadhu? Is an aptavakya. Another terminology I'm using, aptya. Aptya means one who has already realized the truth. Is an aptya, like the Lord Jesus, like the Bhagavan Buddha, like Sri Ramakrishna, like this. They are aptyas. And when they say that we have to follow that, and when we follow that, we need two things. One, faith in the words of those holy people, and confidence in oneself, and then that I will surely reach to that height by practicing the process or the practices that they have prescribed. By that way, we will surely reach to that goal. Now, how I will know that I am making the progress? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he always gave one or two stories in that. He said there was a very poor person. Then suddenly, the landlord of that place decided to visit his house. Now, the poor man was not having a second chair to offer him. And he was not, the room was not that way clean, road was not proper. Nothing was there to welcome that rich man. Now, the rich man said, you need not to bother. I will take care of all those. Then slowly his own people came, they cut the jungle, made the road, and cleaned the room, carpeted that, and the proper seat and all those, everything came. Then finally, the landlord came. So that way, when you are progressing towards God, the love, the unselfishness, the services, sacrifices, feeling for others, all those good qualities will automatically come within you. And you will know that you are making the progress. Thank you.
Whereas the
I
next
couldn't find that in your music library.
Whereas the next question from Saptarshi again, if my ultimate goal in life is the God realization, how should we proceed in this modern age? How can we balance the karma, jnana, bhakti, and yoga towards achieving our goal?
You know, Saptarshi, the very simple process that the direct disciple of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna taught us. That is, first you have to have a belief, a faith that there is God. That's the first thing. And secondly, just perform your duties as best as possible according to your own capacity, and then offer it to God. That's all. And that is that they say that in the traditionally, you have to keep your promise. Vada nibhane padega. In Hindi, they say vada means the promises, nibhane padega, you have to keep it up. Whatever the promises that you have taken, you must keep that promise. That's all. And then after that, don't expect that the person whom you have helped is thanking you or going on praising on you, nothing like that. Just give it to him and then say, God, this much I could do. This is the easiest and the simplest, but very effective process. So keep your promise, do as best as possible according to your capacity, and then expect nothing in return. Like in the family, when you are helping your son, when he's growing up, don't expect that he will look after you, he will do this and you will do that. He said, okay, as a father, my duty, my responsibility is to help the son to grow up. I did. And then afterwards, whether he is remembering it or not, serving me back or not, it doesn't matter. That is the way only it is possible. That is just a second, please don't mind. Janardhan, I will call you back after, say, half an hour. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj. The next question from Adasharan Shina. What is the sadharma as related to a shishya? What qualities should a shishya develop to progress on the path?
Now, when you talk about a shishya, it is a completely different thing, but it is a swadharma that wherever you are, whatever the responsibility that you have taken, that is your sadharma. Now, in the ancient time, the society was divided into 4 different groups: the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So, who are the Brahmanas? Those who are using their brain, their thoughts for their earnings. So they are all Brahmanas. Some people are doing some puja and they are giving their time for the offering this celebrations and all that. That is we call them Brahmana. No, not they only. Scientist also Brahmana. Doctor is a Brahmana. And that way, if you see those who are using their brain, professors, researchers. So if you are in that group, that is your Swadharma. And in the Bhagavad Gita, it is already given very clearly what are the qualities and the responsibilities of a Brahmana. Then Kshatriya, then Vaishya, and then the Shudra. Those who are in the banking and the other sectors and the economy, mainly they are looking after business community, they're all Vaishyas. And what is their responsibility? That is also given in the Bhagavad Gita. If you go in details they have given, if you follow that, at the end of your life, you will find that you are very happy and you will feel a great joy, no burden, and no, oh, I couldn't achieve, nothing will remain like that. So you will feel a fulfillment of a human life. And this santosha, this containment is called religion, achievement of religion. Thank you.
The next question from Abda. What encompasses the Gurusthan and Guru? Can the grace of Guru express in the Shishya by means other than speech and physical presence?
The Guru means God. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was very clear about it. What the Guru is doing, he is removing the ignorance from the Shishya. It is a human being cannot do that. So what the human Gurus are doing, introducing the real Guru with the Shishya, and that much they do. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to say, they are matchmakers. When the disciple has come, Shishya has come, the God is there, they say, here is the disciple, here is the God, now you do whatever you like. So they just introduce the God. And what they do according to their own life, whatever they have learned, they have practices, when they pray for that disciple, it goes to them. And this is a very unique thing, blessings. But it is so subtle that you cannot directly understand it. Prayer is so subtle, it is not possible when I prayed whether it is working or not, but it does work. How? I give the example, like suppose you are having a headache and you take a pill. You do not know how the pill is acting, but it goes and mixes with the blood and slowly, after say 10, 15 minutes, you feel, oh, now that there is no pain. So by in same way, the Guru gives the mantra that comes down traditionally. Like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna gave the mantra to Ma Sharadamani Devi. Ma Sharadamani gave it to Swami Bireshwaranandaji. Bireshwaranandaji gave it to me. And I am giving to some people who are coming. So like this, it is going on. It is not me that have created. God himself is giving and going like this way. So this is the way it works. But it needs a great faith. Unless you have the faith, it is not possible. I am taking the name of God, and this will purify my mind for sure. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said again and again, Nam Nami Ak. What is the name? The God's name. Nami is the God himself. And if you are calling Sri Rama, immediately the qualities of Sri Rama, all the best, the gunas of Sri Rama, slowly coming within you. Then when you are taking the holy name of any god or goddess, that comes to within you. So that is the way Guru gives the blessings. What the Shishya should do? The only thing, diligently, without any doubt, practice. And sometimes they expect that I should serve physically, I should do this, but that is not necessary. Whatever the Guru has said, if you are practicing, that is sufficient. Pariprasnena Shevaya. Then in the Bhagavad Gita, they say, if you like to get that knowledge, what you should do, you should have faith and self-confidence. So I will do it for sure. In every other places, if you see, the one little boy is coming, he doesn't know anything about mathematics, and the teacher is slowly starting 1 + 1, 2, and one day that boy becomes a great mathematician. That means potentiality is there. The Guru is only initiating, and then giving that knowledge means as if pouring some water, and the tree itself slowly growing up. The potentiality is already there. So have faith and practice. If you have taken the mantra diksha, just go on practicing. This is a very simple thing. Hindus, they develop that, and not only Hindus. This mantra, though it is a tantric way, even the Buddhists, the Muslims, the Christians, all they practice this, because this is very easy, but very sure way. Don't have any doubt. If you have taken Diksha, just go on taking the mantra. When you are driving, instead of thinking other thing, go on taking the mantra within your thoughts. That will purify your mind. How? You need not to bother. It will give that effect. As you take the pill and it gives the effect, similarly. Thank you.
The next question from Rishikesh. What is the difference between various dualistic schools, Tantra, Vaishnavism, Sakto? Are there others?
Oh no, there is actually no difference. It is only of your own choice. Now the hunger is there and I need a food. Where I take the food and I become satisfied. Now the food may be you are choosing that I will take a Bengali course or a South Indian course or the Gujarati dish like that, or American or the European way of eating. That is the choices. The same way, when you are choosing in the dualistic way, the God may be Rama, God may be Krishna, God may be Durga, God may be Shiva. So by that dualistic way you are taking. This Tantra is also dualist, and the Vaishnavas, they are also dualist. But the Tantra, they believe in the power of God, and the Vaishnava, they believe the God himself. So that is the differences. Otherwise, they are all dualist. So differences in the dualistic way, it is up to your choice. Some ladies, they like the baby Krishna. They are Vaishnava, but they don't worship the grown-up Krishna. The Krishna with the flute or Krishna with the Sudarshan, they don't like that. They like baby Krishna because they are affection the mother. So like that only. There is no difference. Only it is your choice, your liking, and your love for that particular aspect of God. Thank you.
Next question from Rishikesh. What is Shakti Puja or Shakti worship?
Shakti Puja, Puja means, that concentrating on some particular thought. And this Shakti means the activity that is happening must be having some power. Otherwise, you cannot do anything. Vedanta say God is creating. How it is creating? God means the Brahman. They don't say God, they say Brahman. When the Brahman is creating, Advaita Vedanta say, how it is creating? Just he is thinking that I should do. And the moment he thought, he immediately created another of the, he is the main, but he created another agent called Hiranyagarbha. The Garbha, the womb, Hiranya means golden, the golden womb. And there only all these things are developing. How? Sattva, Raja, Tama, these three qualities. And two power, the three qualities, two power. What are the two power? Covering the original and superimposing something on that cover. An example, always classical example, that was a rope and you covered that rope and superimpose a snake on the rope. It is a rope only. But I see the snake. Why? Because I have covered the rope and superimposed the snake on that. And then I am afraid. It is my creation and my reaction. They say similarly, there is nothing but consciousness. But you cover the consciousness and superimpose world on that. And the world of white and black and blue and these, that. It is your creation. And sometimes you are happy, sometimes you are unhappy. It is your reaction. But in reality, it is all consciousness. So that is the way the Vedantin, they always think. And the power that is doing it, a group of people, they think if we can understand that power, control that power, worship that power, then there is no problem. Because of that power only, Sattva, Raja, Tama, and covering and superimposing, if we can control that, they are called Shakta, because they are concentrating on the power of God. That is called Shaktas. If those who are worshipping Hanuman, they are also Shaktas. Those who are worshipping the Shiva is a Shakta, because of power. Thank you.
The next question from Rishikesh. Thakur mastered 64 tantras.
Yes.
What does it mean?
If you read, there's a book, I don't know the English is there or not. The very famous Swami, he researched on that Tantra book, and we have a English book also. As the Vedanta was developing, the Tantra also side by side, they were developing. Why Tantra? Because the people observed the strong wind uprooting the huge tree and taking it away. So they, my God, look at the power. Then the huge waves that is coming and splashing and breaking everything. So they wondered what tremendous power. So that is the way they started researching on the power of the nature. A group of people, they were researching on the consciousness. From the tree, one fruit fall, and then from that dead seed, the new life coming up. So they were researching on the consciousness. And a group of people, they started researching on the power, where from this power comes. So they, in India, they divided the India in four parts. So there was the Western, and then the Southern, Northern, and Eastern. The Eastern group has 64 different ways of practices that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna practiced. Right from the center of India, the eastern part came through and went down to Singapore, Malaysia, and all those places. They were all practicing Eastern way of Tantra. Now, I will give you the example in the modern days also. There are Vaishnavas. But if you go to those Vaishnavas in the southern range of India, they are completely different than the eastern range of Vaishnavas. Eastern Vaishnavas that you see, they're ISKCON and all that, they're all Eastern. They're called Gaudiya Vaishnava. Same Krishna, but they practice in a little different way. Tantra also like that. The Sri Ramakrishna practiced those 64 type of Tantra that was developed. And what is the practices? Now, a teacher solving a mathematics problem in a one way. Another teacher, the same problem, he will solve in a different way. And third teacher will say, you need not to bother about that. Just remember this plus this is like this. So this is the way, same mathematics and varieties of teachers and varieties of ways they teach. The same spirituality, different teachers, they teach in a different way. So the Tantra, but 64 different ways. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna had the capacity to practice all the 64. One, if you take, it goes the whole life. But he had the tremendous concentrated mind. The moment he understood that, immediately he could reach to the down to the root of that. So that was possible for him. So why 64 Tantra? To answer, there's the different schools. They explain the power of nature in different ways. That's all. Thank you.
The next question from Animesh. In ancient times, Hindus were known to have gone through 4 stages of life: Brahmacharya, Garhastha, Banaprastha, and Sannyas.
Correct.
Brahmacharya phase was considered to be very critical, as one would learn about self-control and the goal of life before entering into the Garhastha phase.
Very good.
Since that ancient system doesn't exist anymore, what should the parents or the caregiver do to infuse those qualities in the child from day one so that the new generation will be able to succeed in life?
It's a very good question. The different, the tradition, the different way they try. Now also, in a modern way, they like to give them the same. There are 2 things always goes on. One is Prakriti, and Prakriti try to drag our mind towards the world and the world based on the body. I like to enjoy, I like to eat, I like to drink. Nothing wrong in it, but the too much of it takes us away from the main point, that is happiness. And we think that we are going to be happy. We go into that, and then ultimately we suffer. Look at those young boys who has become one of the I can say the narcotics they take, different type of things. And in the beginning, they think, oh, it is wonderful, very manly. And we go and we do this, do that. Then ultimately, the problem comes when they understand, oh, we have become in such a, we have put in ourselves in such a way, we cannot come out. And the suffering. So if you go to the world to get the joy in the beginning, you will get it. But if you cannot stop over there, then you have to lose yourself, and the result, ultimate result, is suffering. Some people, they will go to play the cards, and they, with the money, they will play. And first time they will win, because that is the system. Those who are having that board, they will keep in such a way, when you are playing in the beginning, you will win $15, then $25, and he gets excited and wants to play the whole money, and he will lose everything. In the beginning, you get joy, but ultimately you suffer. That is the worldly things. Now, understanding these, the parents, they say to the children, don't go too much of it. And that is called brahmacharya. and nothing else. So the experienced people, when they are training up the young people, they always say, look at it. You are free, but know it for sure that you are going to suffer and suffer so much so that it will be really, really difficult. No one will look at you. They won't consider you as human being. Externally, they will be sympathizing. Oh, well, you are also human being, but actually they don't. So that suffering will be terrible. There'll be no friend. So we show you this picture. Even then, if you don't listen, that is up to you. So it goes in this way. In the modern time also, the same thing in all society. You will find everywhere, all society, they try to protect their children from suffering, from their own experiences, but they do it in their own way. It will continue. Thank you.
So next question, in Kathamrita, Thakur was giving an example of Uttam Vaidya in reference to an ideal doctor forces the patient to swallow the medicine rather than convincing them that the medicine will cure them. So as a parent, and should we force our children to habituate some spiritual practices from the early days rather than leaving it on their choice or judgment?
Because the children, they don't understand that what is good and what is bad. They go always according to the emotion and impulsion. So obviously, the senior people, they should guide them, if necessary, by little force. Now, in this Western world, they don't do as we do in the Eastern world. We go little, we can say little rough. Sometimes they will be physically beating the children, punishing them. In this country, they will ask them to go and sit alone in the corner of the room and looking at the wall so that you cannot see anyone. That is a terrible punishment. If you can't see the movement, if you can't see what is happening, and looking at the wall, there's a great punishment. So like that, somehow or other, they will always develop, the parents, they always develop something to make them understand. And what happened, they know if I do this, they will ask me to sit in the corner of the room. Maybe they won't give me food. Maybe they won't help me to get some this or that. They don't understand the pros and cons. A 5 years old, 6 years old, if you say, don't play with the fire because it may have this, it may have that. But you have to say, if you go near the fire and play with the fire, I am going to give this punishment to you. That they will understand. So that is why this punishment is necessary. The little force is necessary. Not that we don't love them. We love them very much. And only for their benefit, we are developing this type of different the system. And first thing, if you are cajoling a child, patting, they understand it. But if you say, oh, you are a great child, you are doing this, they will look at you, they won't understand what you are saying. So that's the words cannot help to understand the thing for a child. But direct touch and the direct behavior, they can understand it. So that is why sometimes, well, in our country, as because population is more, there is not much of patience for the teacher and the guardians. So they take the stick and they will be using the stick properly. That always happens. Thank you. And I think one or two more,
Yes,
and then I stop.
Two more questions. So the next question is, how can one overcome the bondage of sensual pleasure and get drawn to the world of Satchidananda? Does it all depend only on God's kripa or also other factors, including past karma?
So this is another good question. And of course, this is very, very difficult. Why? Because it is so deep inside us. The more you are taking it out, the more it is coming out. We do not know the last end of the rope. So two things we have to do. One, we should go on trying, and second, praying for the blessings of God. And always it happens when someone is trying to become pure, and God's blessings will surely come. I always quote the 700th sloka of the Bhagavad Gita, where there is very clearly mentioned, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanuttara. These are the two words he is using. Yogeshwara Krishna, the God with his miraculous power, and the Partha, the person, Dhanurdhara, is trying very hard. When these two comes together, Tatra Sri Vijaya Bhuti Dhruvani Timati Mama. The Sanjaya, the great scholar and the saint, he said, there is success. I'm sure there will be success and all blessings will be there. So from our part, we should go on trying. And if we fail once or twice, doesn't matter at all. I will quote the Bengali poem that Swami Vivekananda wrote about puja. This is a unique. English translation is also there, but I can quote from Bengali. Puja tar sangram apa. What is the puja? What is the worship? It's a continuous fight, war, we can say. Puja tar sangram apa. Shada parajay. Every time you may fail, you may become unsuccessful. Shada parajay. Tahana daraktama. But you should not be disheartened by that. Churna hok shartha shadhaman. Hriday shashan. Nachuk tahate shama. Churna hok, let you remove. Churna means the break, but let you remove shartha, shad, and man. Shartha means selfishness, shad, desire, man, the ego. When these three are gone, the whole heart is nothing like a cremation ground. It is all pure. There the Ma Kali, Nachuk Tahati Shama. Shama means the Ma Kali will be there. So that means the puja is a constant practice, practice, and practice. We may fail. Today I thought that I should not say any lie, but afterwards, at the time of going to bed, I counted 6 times. Okay, now today 6. Next time I will try to reduce it. So by that way, when we go on trying, we get the success. We should not give away our effort, and success is bound to come. Thank you. Okay, then, any other question?
One last question from Radha. How can one keep calm and not lose mind in any adverse situation?
Radha, that is very difficult to remain calm in that adverse situation. But only, that suppose you have a great love for that particular person or that the people, then you may be angry. You are showing the anger, but you won't hate them. That is a different thing. Swami Vivekananda used to be angry, but he had great love for everyone. That anger only to make you perfect. I will conclude with a story that happened with Vivekananda in New York. One lady used to come from the other part of the park, the New York, the great park. And she used to come finishing her own household work. And in those days, the American ladies also were having all these things. Then she will clean Swami Vivekananda's the room and the staircase and where the meeting is to happen. Then prepare the food for Swamiji. Then he'll open the door when the devotees are coming, taking seat. She is to welcome them and take notes of Swamiji's lecture. When the people are going out, she's to collect the donation standing at the doorway, as they call it, hat collection. So everything she used to do. But any moment Swamiji get an opportunity, used to scold her. Then one day she told Swamiji, oh, so many people are coming, you never scold them. I do everything for you, and how come that you are scolding me? The Swamiji came down from the staircase. Then when she was asking this question, Swamiji was going up. Now she was, no, today I like to know the answer. Then Swamiji turned back and said, because I like to see you perfect. So that is the expression of love when this thing happens. So we should be that sometimes we are angry on some people, not because they are our enemy. They are my best and I love them very much. I show my anger externally only to make them perfect. So that is the way we should live. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Should
Thank
I
you.
end with a mantra, Maharaj?
Mantra. Shanti.
Shanti.
3 times Shanti. Om Shanti. 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Can anyone say why we chant 3 times? Shumon?
I can.
Okay.
Pranam Maharaj. 3 types of difficulties we face.
Yeah.
Adhyatma, Adhidaibika, Adhibhautika, and Adhyatma.
Bah.
So we.
Very good. Correct. Thank you. Thank you. Acha. Good
Thank you.
night too.
Thank you, Maharaj.
নমস্কার
Thank you, Maharaj. Namaskar.
সুমন তোমার তোমার এই মেয়েটা বলতে পারবে, এই তোকে তো কতবার শেখানো হলো 3 বার শান্তি মানে কি? সুকন্যা।
Peace in mind, peace in me, peace in my surroundings, and
Peace in yourself, peace in teacher, peace in your friends. Bas. Then everything is okay.
surroundings, and then earth.
সারাউন্ডিংস আর দ্যাট
Surroundings. Okay, good night. Thank you. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma.
Jai.
Thank you, Maharaj.
And see you next month.